We've all made a collage at some point in our lives. For most of us, it was in primary school, sticking pasta and glitter on a piece of card and making a right old mess. A few years ago, my son bought me a pasta-based nativity scene. Jesus was a piece of penne, with a marker pen smile, lying in a paper cupcake case. I treasure it to this day, much to his embarrassment. Collage, in simple terms, is about sticking bits of paper to other bits of paper to make an image. But why has it fascinated artists over the years? It's often about more than just making an image out of pieces of paper, although it starts that way for most people. It is often a juxtaposition of clashing imagery that will make you think or even change your perception. You often find deeper meaning if you look more closely at something. I often add text to a collage that complements the image, as I will with this footballer. Many people think that collage started with artists like Picasso and Braque in the 20th century, but it goes back further than that. Work has been found in Japan from the 11th century. Images have been joined together and layered to form new work. In the 15th century, anatomical scholars would make flat books, where layers of paper representing the skin, muscles, organs and bone could be lifted to reveal pieces of the human body as they began to dissect the purpose of the different parts and create diagrams of their discoveries. Alongside the concept of collage is that of decoupage, and the difference appears to be purely academic. Both involve making an image or decorating an object using found items to create something new. Decoupage is perhaps seen as more crafty, and collage more arty, and many artists frown upon the crafty. However, I think that people who devalue crafty things are snobs. Creativity is creativity. Do what you love, and do it with pride, that's what I say. Whether you're crocheting small dolls or creating vast murals, you are welcome here in my tribe. Anyway, off my soapbox and on with the point of this episode. At the beginning of the 20th century, the Cubist movement began to use collage as a method of working. George Braque, as the story goes, began drawing on wallpaper snippets he'd found in a shop. He showed it to Picasso, and the idea took off. It became even more interesting, in my opinion, when the Futurists got involved, when artists such as Carlo Carrà began putting text into their collages and creating more dynamic works. In the 1950s, the Dada movement evolved with collage, although they were more interested in juxtaposing objects. They became anthropologists, collecting significant items and presenting them as if for a museum. Joseph Cornell was known for what he called shadow boxes, glass-fronted collections of things discarded by others, but important to him. He was captivated by birds and often used them in his work alongside his thrift store finds. Have you heard of Peter Blake? If you haven't, you definitely know his work. He was a pop artist that used collage, and he is most famous for designing the cover of the Beatles album Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. He mixed popular culture with fine art in the UK in the 1960s, and much of his work broke down barriers between fine art and modern culture. He would often make references to the differences between American and British culture at the time, such as in Self-Portrait with Badges in 1961. In American art, lots of pop art collage depicts the artist's feelings about the Vietnam conflict, such as Martha Rosler's House Beautiful series, which attempts to connect the conflict with middle-class America and urged viewers to reconsider the idea of here and there, revealing the extent to which a collective experience of war is shaped by media imagery. The art of collage continues with artists such as Deborah Roberts and Wangechi Mutu, both of whom create work that addresses the idea of race, identity, and gender politics. They both wish to challenge the social interpretations of beauty and otherness they felt growing up amongst Western media images, to highlight the connection made between young black boys and a perceived criminality, and to document their experiences of violence against women. Their work is both challenging and extremely important in modern society. Collage as an art form is far more important than the pasta and scrunched up tissue paper we played with when we were young. It can make important statements about the world, document memories and make you think about your social position. I didn't just collage a footballer today, I collaged the England women's football captain Steph Houghton in the middle of the 2021 Euros tournament, a male competition, to remind people that football is also somewhere where gender politics has long existed. If you want to have a go at collage, start collecting interesting pieces of paper, tickets, newspaper headlines, and small objects. Create something that highlights something important to you or reflects your memories. The collaged wall behind me in some of my episodes is my life story, collected things that are important to me. Think about what you could create today. Have you joined the Arty Mouse tribe yet? I'm on Facebook and Instagram, so there are plenty of places to join in and show us your work and be inspired by other people's. You can get a private tutorial with me if you join the Arty Mouse Art Tutorials Facebook group, follow me on Instagram at ArtyMouse76, and click the link below to find extra weekly tips that no one else is getting, along with a free gift. Come and find out what we're all about, and you'll be very welcome in the tribe.